The history curriculum taught at the prestigious Academy of Paldea is a carefully constructed lie. For centuries, the ruling government has actively scrubbed the regional archives, classifying any documentation regarding the bloody monarchies of the Old World. But geopolitical history cannot be fully erased. It leaves scars on the land. Deep within the mountainous borders of the continent lie 4 massive subterranean gates, locked by heavy glowing chains and metallic spikes. The official public narrative claims these are ancient structural anchors designed to prevent landslides. The geological reality, however, is far more terrifying. They are containment cells for ancient weapons of mass destruction, entities born not from biological evolution or natural selection, but from the absolute peak of human malice. According to smuggled archaeological logs recovered from a private collection in 1894, the crisis began during the peak of the Paldean Empire. An ancient king, whose obsession with greed and status led him to hoard riches from across the seas, was visited by a foreign merchant. This merchant sold the king 4 exotic relics: a set of wooden tablets, a broken sword, a stone ritual vessel, and a collection of jade beads. The king did not know. These items were already stained with human blood. Over decades, the intense negative emotions of the royal court, jealousy, bloodlust, paranoia, and endless greed, impregnated the molecular structure of these inanimate relics. The objects developed an organic consciousness, they grew eyes, and they began to feed on the souls of the empire. A recovered military log from the king's personal guard describes the night the relics woke up. The air turned freezing cold, yet the treasury was filled with smoke. The stone bowl began to hum with a frequency that made our ears bleed. When the guards approached, the shadows on the wall detached themselves from the brick. We did not fight monsters. We fought the physical manifestation of our own sins. When the empire collapsed under the weight of the disasters, the 4 objects scattered across Paldea, transforming into the entities we now know as the treasures of ruin. Let us analyze the forensic data of each anomaly. The first manifestation was Wo-Chien, the Tablets of Ruin, born from the bitter grudge of a royal scribe who was executed for documenting the king's corrupt regime. This entity is a parasitic mass of dead vegetation held together by the original cursed wooden tablets. Scientific readings indicate that Wo-Chien's mere presence drains the molecular life force of the soil. It causes immediate agricultural necrosis, turning fertile forests into barren, toxic deserts within minutes. The second, Chien-Pao, the Sword of Ruin, manifested from the pure hatred of those who perished by the king's blade during foreign conquests. It possesses the terrifying biological ability to manipulate ambient thermal energy, creating absolute zero temperatures instantly. Historical records attribute massive, unnatural avalanches to this creature. Avalanches that buried entire civilian mountainside villages, preserving the victims in a permanent state of frozen panic. The third, Ting-Lu, the Vessel of Ruin, fueled by the collective terror of early civilizations facing total extinction. When this massive beast slams its ritual stone bowl onto the ground, regional tectonic plates shift. Seismological estimates suggest earthquakes exceeding magnitude 9.0, tearing landscapes apart and swallowing entire armies into abysses kilometers deep. The final terror, Chi-Yu, the beads of ruin, the physical embodiment of envy, the force that drove men to murder for wealth. It controls a spiritual oxygen-depriving flame exceeding 3,000 degrees Celsius. This flame does not simply burn, it melts solid rock. It vaporizes entire lake reserves, and leaves behind clouds of superheated steam. To prevent total annihilation, ancient sorcerers and surviving heroes weakened the entities. They did not destroy them, because you cannot destroy human malice. Instead, they sealed them behind hidden vaults, locked by a complex network of 32 electromagnetic stakes driven deep into the ley lines of Paldea. Recent classified studies suggest these stakes are directly connected to the energy emanating from Area Zero. The Terra Crystal energy field acts as a constant power source, keeping the locks active. However, current data shows that Area Zero's energy output is becoming highly unstable. Anomalous seismic readings from all 4 seal coordinates indicate the stakes are cracking. The metal is fatiguing. The purple, yellow, green, and blue energy seals are losing their luminosity. The chains are loosening. The Paldean calamities are not legends. They are active, sleeping biological weapons. And our modern technological world is completely unprepared for what happens when containment fails. If the seals break, the continent will not simply face ecological disaster, it will face the wrath of an ancient empire, coming back to collect its debt. This case file remains open. Subscribe to PokéCase Investigation to access the next restricted archive before the algorithm removes this data from public domain. Stay vigilant. Turn off your devices. Stand by for updates.